So this is the other Durin, huh? If this had been the dragon that ended up being revived in Mondstadt, there's no telling what kind of calamity that people would have had to endure. So, if you think about it like that, no, I'm just a little envious, that's all. Not everyone gets a chance to be a hero.
Actually, most of the credit
Then again, barely anyone even remembers you at this point. So I guess there's not...
Ah, so you three still remember Durin. Looks like the memory loss hasn't spread to close friends. Yet, I guess that means my memory of you must still be complete as well.
Albedo.
You're finally here! Oh, boy, do we have a whole pile of questions for you!
Oh, you're here too?
I think I've pieced together some of what happened.
Master Jean filled me in on what happened. Well, physically, he's doing fine. His body...
So, from an app...
The issue isn't so much that the abyssal power within him. If he ends up losing his conscious will, his body will fall back on its biological instincts. This book mentioned a witch's gathering. It's bringing fairy tale Durin into this world to replace the Durin on Dragonspine means using one Durin's fate to... But... the power of it would have required the combined use of... After learning of Miss Barbeloff's prophecy, Durin and I took care of the alchemy side of things. Which, look... So now... As for the fate theory, I still can't figure out how any kind of magic could possibly influence the fate of the...
So...
Well, we've no time to lose. The next part of the story most likely relates to me. So the memory...
Huh?
The giant tree was home to a broken branch, the shape of its splintered arm aligning perfectly with the branch that had burst forth from the castle walls. Join yourself to that broken bough, for there you may take root, but first, fetch the stickiest clay.
I see.
Guided by the breeze, the little dragon arrived at an alchemist's workshop. There he was greeted by a clay figure, a child molded by the sage witch's hands. Though gentle in appearance, he had inherited his mother's cold, sharp wisdom. And he was determined to avert the calamity the evil dragon would bring. And so was his helper, none other than the little dragon himself.
What is this place?
It looks like it's modeled after an alchemist's workshop. Or rather, a cliched stereotype of one.
Albedo?
Hold on. Why do I look like this?
Oh, yeah! We forgot to tell you.
At least you're still human-shaped?
Well, since Cat Guy has taken on a different appearance too, that must mean the two of us are both characters in the story. But you, Paimon, and Durin haven't changed at all.
I'd like to know more about that too. But seeing as none of the...
And just like that.
Come on, what are we waiting for? Next chapter, here we come!
But this was a chapter that had not yet...
What? Then what's the point of having a path? It sounds like a pretty bad habit for a writer.
Over here. I found some...
What the clay figure found was none other than the evil dragon's heart itself, Though the creature had perished long ago, its heart was still there, pulsing, and the clay alchemist knew what it meant. That the evil dragon would return one day, yet guided by his mother's wisdom, he foresaw another fate. If only the alchemist could bestow this heart upon the little dragon, he might be reborn in the evil dragon's stead. Only then would the evil dragon's heart grow still, and the little one inherit it.
Sounds like this chapter is about Albedo.
If that really was the solution, though, this would have been over the...
There has to be some other reason.
Yeah, I'd like to...
Unless the little dragon kept moving, eventually he would be forgotten.
Do you think we could just... Be it the calamity headed for Mondstadt or my inability to leave behind a story of my own, what if, here in this story, we could finally destroy it?
Either way, it's an...
Durin!
It's just... I'm still afraid someday, even... But I'm not sure if I can destroy it on my own. So please, So please, everyone.
With the help of his friends, the little dragon destroyed the evil dragon's heart, using up every last ounce of him. In his eyes, this would ensure that his story and his alone. But the evil dragon's heart was like a great tree with roots digging deep beneath the surface. Cutting off the branches did not kill it. No. It just made it impossible for a new branch to take their place. The gnarled roots retreated back into the frozen earth, biding their time for a chance to bud again. Cut off from their source, the rootless branches above the surface slowly withered away. The little dragon's story faded into nothingness, and in the world beyond the castle, only the evil dragon's tale endured.
Who am I?
Is this... me?
And so the story ended, with the little dragon fading from sight, leaving nothing but the evil dragon's shadow.
Oh no! What do we do now?
Hello, children. If you're hearing this recording, it's because you've reached a certain ending. You may have noticed that little Durin's experiences have been written into the pages of this book. Well, you should know that in the same way, its ending will also be written onto him. So be careful, because triggering a bad ending could be somewhat problematic. Let me guess, you're upset that I didn't warn you earlier? Don't worry, though. I've thought it all through. I built a very special feature into this book, just for you, the witnesses of this tale. So, go ahead. See if you can turn back the pages. If you're not happy with the ending you've reached, just flip back a few pages and let the tale unfold once more. Pretty incredible, huh? That's the power of magic.
unless the little dragon kept moving. The evil dragon's heart.
Looks like we have no choice but to get this done. Whatever happens next, Durin is going...
Returning to the castle. I just never thought crossing over into a new world would create some... I'm starting to think
You might look back on it with fondness, but if I were you, I wouldn't miss it.
Why?
Sometimes, moving on with your life
You don't have to worry, Durin. No matter what
Okay. Sometimes I wish I could just go back and see it again.
As the little dragon slipped back inside the castle's walls, the clamor of the outside world fell away. There was no danger here, no problems for the little dragon to resolve. As soon as his mother finished her story, it was time for the child to drift off, and so the story ended, with the little dragon fast asleep in his castle, just like he had never even hatched.
What's going on? I feel so weak.
Hey, what's happening? Durin, wake up! But, this can't be how it ends. Durin promised to bring back everyone's memories. There's no way he'd accept an ending like this.
Looks like you've discovered another possible ending. Do not lose hope. You just need to keep searching, for there are possibilities that only you can bring to life.
Unless the little dragon kept moving, eventually he would be forgotten.
If we go this way, we'll be
Returning to the castle.
Yeah, you'll just be hiding from your problems and
I see.
if we go this
Returning to the castle.
Yeah, you'll just be hiding.
I see. Devouring claw!
Ahead of them was a storyless void, and they could go no further.
There you are.
Oh,
Hey, it's Mini Durin again.
I was worried I'd scare everyone off.
You must be really near.
I guess I'm gonna get to stop the evil dragon. And once I'm a human,
You'll make lots of friends, that's for sure.
I'm so glad to hear it. The only thing is, the clay man said becoming human isn't gonna be easy. so I'm feeling a little anxious too.
He's right about that. Even if you manage to become a human, there will but even so.
Oh?
Funny, isn't it? So,
Yep.
What the clay figure found was none other than the evil dragon's heart itself. Though the creature had perished long ago, its heart was still there, pulsing away and growing warmer with every beat. And the clay alchemist knew what it meant. That the evil dragon would return one day, just as the prophecy had foretold. Yet, guided by his mother's wisdom, he foresaw another fate. If only the alchemist could bestow this heart upon the little dragon, he might be reborn in the evil dragon's stead. Only then would the evil dragon's heart grow still, and the little one inherit its tale. At last, the little dragon accepted the evil dragon's heart, and a new life came into being. The evil dragon's heart beat in his chest, and the little dragon's soul guided him forward. Thus did the prophecy hold true, even as fate had been rewritten, and so was the little dragon born anew.
Finally! A happy ending!
Born anew, the little...
Huh?
What comes next might be the most crucial.
If fate...
Wow! Durin!
The evil dragon's heart was now what would the little dragon dare...
Hey! What kind of quest?
Time is running out. So,
What's up?
would he dare to hold this power back? Or would he simply give in? This power back, or would he simply give in?
The little dragon was at an impasse, and the dark unchecked. The darkness engulfed everything around it, including the little dragon's soul. The little dragon's story faded into nothingness.
is this me?
And so the story ended.
Oh no! What do we do?
Looks like you've discovered another possible ending. Do not lose hope. You just need to keep searching, for there are possibilities that only you can bring to life.
Dare to hold this power back.
The little dragon.
Huh? What's going on?
Once the ink runs out,
I had a feeling this would.
What's happening to the...
Now that the story's ink was...
Looks like you've discovered another possible ending. Do not lose hope. You just need to keep searching, for there are possibilities that only you can bring to life.
What's going on here? Why isn't the story letting Durin just suppress the abyssal power? It keeps getting stuck.
it seems the act of suppressing the power counts at...
So, what now? Did we use too much? How are we supposed to write a happy ending with only this much left?
Well,
If there really is such a direct correlation between the story, Durin was, and still is in essence, a storybook character, and I suspect that has remained the case. Reviving Durin in the evil dragon's place was an act of grafting this Durin story onto the latter's fate. In essence, but there is a fundamental difference between a being's story and its fate. As Miss Barbeloth reminded us, the fate of every living being in Teyvat has been woven into the fabric of time. Its most natural path, therefore. But Durin's story, on the other hand, as Durin's connection to this world wore thin, not only have people start... In other words, his story can't continue. Because the author's ink is drying up.
It would seem the little dragon...
save it. The question is, are you here to help him or stand in his way?
This is as far as the story.
I suppose. It's hard to believe I never actually left my mother's story.
By there, I take it you...
But we still don't even know how Alice is... If Durin belongs inside the story, then going outside of it to some unwritten part...
I'm not afraid.
I second that. It would seem this is one answer you need to go seize for yourself.
So be it. Whatever obstacles stand in your way, we'll tear them down together.
The little dragon was staring at the uncrossable edge of existence itself. All of a sudden, it began to fracture as if struck by some transcending will. Then, all of a sudden, it began to fracture as if struck by some transcendent will.
Gotta keep going.
lies only. A storyless void.
My consciousness is slipping away.
Keep going, Durin. A pure soul is your essence, not an empty void.
I feel so weak.
Stand tall, Durin. You are not some amorphous idea. The body I made for you is flesh and bone.
Am I truly alive?
Yes, Durin, but you must keep going. You're as alive and real as I am.
I can't feel a connection.
You're not alone in this world, Durin. At the very least, you have me.
I can't remember anything. Who am I?
Your name is Durin, and there are many who still remember it.
My name is Durin.
You're taking too long. Come on, Durin, run! In this world, fate waits for no one.
Wait! Where am I meant to go? What am I supposed to do?
Go, make your wish come true, Durin.
My wish?
Your story's not over yet!
Silence, huh? Have you nothing to say about my proposal?
Let me get this straight. You want to graft your story onto this unfinished thread of fate, and in doing so, not only rewrite that fate, but allow the story to live on.
Quite the brilliant idea. Still, the story's survival depends entirely on whether the author keeps writing.
Exactly. And the moment foretold by the prophecy is still centuries away.
I see. I thought my own ignorance might be the problem. That I'd asked more of the noble science of alchemy than it could ever, or that I had failed to discern the heavenly signs and grasp the secret truth underlying the prophecy. Little did I imagine that time itself would prove to be the greatest hurdle.
Well, my friend, this has been a most intriguing experiment. And from an academic perspective, at least, I don't think it was a bad proposal.
Someday, the prophecy will come to pass. So remember, my friend, much like the stars themselves, there will always be something that transcends the test of time.
Thank you, everyone. You've helped me so much already. But, Alice, I still have one. Will you lend me your magic one last time? Just enough for me to keep his story alive until the prophecy is fulfilled?
You mean you want me to extend your lifespan?
No, not in that sense. As Rheindotter once told me, the laws governing life and death are among the most unyielding. Whether it lasts a day or an age, the span of one's life is determined by fate alone. If I tried to breach that law by force, I'm afraid I would lose what makes me human. This is not a path I want to go down. If I am to die, then I shall die a human.
So, what is it that you want me to do?
I would like you to send this pen of mine into the future.
I see. Then perhaps there really is a way I could create a kind of story magic. Oh, but for it to work, you would need to provide enough of your own words for it to look.
How much?
Oh, an immense amount. So much, in fact, that you would have to spend the rest of your life writing. And even then, I'm sorry to say, it would not. No matter how much you write, there is a limit to the number of words you can leave behind. But the world itself will never stop changing. Someday, perhaps, even your entire corpus will not be enough for the magic to continue describing this world. And when that happens, the story will end.
Still.
Oh, my dear Anya. Even after all this time, you're still... Look at you. You should be enjoying your old age in peace and quiet, especially now that things are finally returning to norm.
Once he leaves Simulanka, things will only get more complicated. If his story is to continue, there needs to be more material for them. I'll just have to skip over some of the less...
Anya, why do you insist on sending him out of the storybook world? Why must he face his fate in Teyvat? Why not just let him remain within the story? With my magic, even fate's curse could be undone and he could live happily ever after.
I suppose. In fairy tales, that's just how fairy tales end, isn't it? But have you ever wondered what happens to the main character after the ever after? Tell me, Alice, in your eyes, what would be a writer's greatest regret?
To leave a story without an end?
Not a bad answer. It's true. My greatest regret is that every story I write has to come to an end. No matter how brilliantly a character shines, the moment their story ends, their potential is lost forever. For them, the story itself becomes an inescapable fate. But what if, instead, I could place my pen in their hand and let them continue the story themselves?
You mean...
You said it yourself. I can only leave so many words behind. But I've found a way to use your magic to transform some of my This ink is a magical medium he can use to complete For what is storytelling but another kind of magic? And if he can experience the whole tale himself while leaving behind his own wishes and aspirations, even once he reaches the chapter where I stopped, he'll still be able to carry the story forward. And so, by leaving him this ink, I can entrust him with the responsibility of writing his own story.
A character with the power to write their own story.
That way, he'll finally be free from the cage that is my pen. And like anyone else living in the real world, he can go on to create a life of...
And you no longer need to worry about the constraint but first of all, once he arrives in Teyvat, he'll have to rely entirely on the story you left as you gradually hand over creative control. That connection...
But at the same time, he'll also have the chance to forge that connection for himself.
The issue is, this method taps into too many of Teyvat's core secrets. Any overt hints you try to leave will be erased in no time. In fact, it'd be hard.
We still have the story itself, though. I can use that to show them.
It's entirely possible he burns through all your ink, never reaches the chapter you had in mind, but
I still believe in what this child can. His hopes and wishes can be his ink, so he won't be trapped by mine running dry.
Oh, what the writer you are, Anya. Your imagination never ceases to amaze. And you do know how much I love a happy ending. You shall have my help, my dear.
Thank you, my friend. Well then, my child. Do you understand what you must do?
Yes, I think I do. It's my turn to keep this story alive.
Then
What will become of you?
I will fade away. My child, or your mother, I should say, passed.
I know. It's just when you lose your
Durin.
But after coming to this world, I suddenly realized I couldn't just sit around listening to my mother's stories because I'd found a new purpose in life. Maybe this is just what growing up feels like. With all my new friends waiting, it's time I finally set aside my mother's storybook. I'm ready to grow up now.
You've witnessed this story from the very beginning, made from here on out. This now I ask of you, the other pillar of this story, as both its reader and its witness. Will you turn the page so the next chapter can begin? Suddenly, and without warning, the powers of darkness struck. The question was, could the little dragon prevail? Alas, it was here that the story witch's tale had to end.
But Durin's tale, on the other hand, had only just begun. Stepping into his mother's memories, he picked up her pen. And so the story that was ending began anew. He had made up his mind to challenge the fate that barred the way ahead.
Looks like this.
A chance to strike back at fate?
No, that fate no longer defines me. In the end, only my story shall endure. Watch out! Stop that!
I'll help lift you up.
Only my story shall endure. Stop that! Get back! Stay away from me! Leave it to me! Observe!
Looks like there's nowhere to hide. Here, I'll cover for you.
Turning point in. This time, the light prevails. Thank you, Mom. And so it was that Durin defeated the darkness and rewrote his fate. But his story is far from over. Is everyone okay?
We're fine, thanks. And hey, we all saw how you fought back then.
I have to admit, I do feel like I owe you all so much.
Just a shame I could only help out from the sidelines. Like I said before, it's not every day that you get to put fate in its place.
Well, I'm sure you'll hear it someday.
Hear what?
The chance to strike back at...
Allow me to just check one thing. Yes. The abyssal power within you has stabilized the...
Oh, thank goodness!
I wonder what it means, though. Aside from the principles of alchemy, what other law of this world governs his being?
Look, it all turned out fine, so just leave it at that. Now that this one...
You're leaving so soon? What, don't humans usually...
A party? Anyway, come find me again next time you're in trouble.
In a way, though, he is right. This is Durin's moment to celebrate, not the time for academic discussions.
Hey, I don't blame you for asking. And honestly, I'd be perfectly happy to talk about it. It's just... I wouldn't even know where to start.
It's all right. I'm sure we'll get a chance at some point. After all, your story's only just begun. All right then. Traveler and Paimon, we'll part ways here. Given the extraordinary nature of the things we witnessed today, I need to make sure...
Okay, sit! So, it's party time next! Huh?
Congratulations on completing your mission.
She must have known the moment we finished!
I've heard dressing appropriately is a must for socializing.
Oh, my writer and witness. It's been quite the journey.
You had special plans for the traveler from the...
But of course, that goes without saying. For a story to live, I chose the traveler as the witness. Because of the special nature, it's not easy finding someone with that kind of background, you know. For a moment,
At least it made for an interesting story.
Huh? What are you doing here?
With the Hexen Circle carrying out such a risky
Sorry for the...
think nothing of it. I dare say.
Here.
Well. Somehow, despite all my careful planning, it still turned out to be full of surprises. It never even crossed my mind that Rhindotter's child would be capable of handling that kind of alchemy in her stead. When he asked for help with the materials, oh my, I nearly couldn't believe it. If only the others were here too.
I'm right here, you know. The only one who hasn't responded is the one busy stuffing her face over there.
Is that you, Barbie?
Come here, child. Let me take a closer...
All right.
Just as I thought. This child's fate does not appear among the stars. Anya has accomplished what almost no one before her could.
What does that mean?
Child, all you need to know is that you're very lucky.
Oh.
Just like how she was in the story, huh?
Tell me, little Durin, what?
Well, there's so...
How about settling your most recent regrets?
Not so fast, tone-deaf bard!
To make the long overdue wish come true.
Thank you once again, Alice.
How much time do you have left?
I believe these should be my
This feels like having to say our final goodbyes all over again. I don't like it. Not one bit.
I don't know how to respond to that. Strange. You were always such a cheerful figure in my stories. I even dubbed you the Merry Witch, you know.
Oh, please. You know full well it was your stories that first taught me what true pain and sadness felt like. Aside from saying goodbye to me, shouldn't you also leave a few words for the child, since the book will be his to continue?
There's no need. All that remains is for me to convey it on her behalf. My child, these may be the last words I get to leave you. I've always thought of the characters in my stories as my children, loving each one of them, just like a mother would. But you are the most extraordinary of them all. You alone can defy the fate of this world and write the perfect ending to my story. You alone shall leave these pages for a future I will not see. Still I say to you, fly, my sweet child. Just like a forest breeze yearns for the open sky, head into the unknown and seek an adventure to call your own. If you meet a dragon bright as 1,000 jewels, dance through the air together. You are not alone, for this world has accepted your place in it. Do not lose heart. You still have many wishes left to fulfill. A long tale awaits you, my love. Let songs and flowers be the ink that fills its pages. Take my pen and use it to continue your story.
My lance and crossbow are like threats.
There you go. Your very own copy of the book. We wouldn't Of course, this copy isn't magical in the same way. But rest assured, all the...
And so they flew together, Durin and Dvalin. Who'd have thought such words could ever have described a happy ending? We can do this!
A little extra training never hurts. Stop right there!
Does this outfit suit?
Conquering demon. Useless. Worthless. Huh.
Oh, Traveler!
The real question is...
Oh, well, ever since I've had more chances to interact with the people, for example, I saw, if you like these weeds so much, so I did as she said. And when I showed her the finished bouquet, she gave me a frankly terrifying look. Later, Albedo opined that this happened because I have trouble understanding. So after I learned the Mondstadt, I was born from a storybook. So I felt that these books, and, well, I guess I lost track of time.
Yeah! We have a message to pass along from Rhine-Daughter.
Oh, it's from... No, I'm just surprised. Rhine-Daughter is my mom's friend. And the mother of the dragon, I supplanted him. Took the... So if she dislikes me, well...
Yeah! We're here for you!
That does make me... Well, I get...
Where are we? Did this stupid dictionary transport us to some weird...
My mom's scent.
Whoa!
I have a message to deliver on Master Rhine-Daughter's behalf. Ahem.
This is the first time we're meeting, so I'm not sure how to address you. But since you're Hem's child, I suppose I'll stick with Mini Durin. Though you appear smaller than the Durin that came before you, That same strength flows through your veins. He was a child of humus, an incomplete creation. Thus, yet this power was beyond what he could withstand, and so it twisted him. Albedo claims that you have transcended this tainted blood, becoming a being much like himself. I trust only the facts, only that which I see for myself. So take this chance, child of M. Prove your...
Where did all these monsters come from?
Is this the proof you need, Aunt Rhine-daughter? Very well. I'll show you what I can do. Element for the end! The power within me is surging to the surface. This is getting easier! For it! Get back!
Looks like...
Next time, maybe don't ambush us with a bunch of monsters just to prove a point.
Still, I do feel like I can control my power more free.
After hearing about you, I prepared a technique that would seal the dark... Of course, using it comes with a price. While it would maintain your existence in Tevat, it would also weaken your connection to this world. And you are M's child, when all is said and done. How could I allow that uncontrolled power to send you down the same path as the child? But seeing you now, it appears my concern... And I must admit, I'm rather curious to see how far you can go. How will you, an alchemical being truly integrated with this world, find your place in human society? I've never conducted an experiment like this.
Hey! You got one thing wrong there!
I'm not sure I understand.
And that's all, Master Rhine.
Yeah! We're used to talking cats at this point, but...
I don't see how that's important, but if you must know, I am Sebas, a simple butler. You're friends of Albedo, yes? Strictly speaking, I am his elder. So make no mistake, I am no ordinary. In fact, from a biological standpoint, I am no cat at all, but rather an alchemical being. You wouldn't consider yourself a specter simply because you float in the air like one.
A specter?
Oh, I know. Sabaz is implying that you are...
What thought?
Oh, and considering how Master Rhine-daughter's message ended, I suppose this technique is useless now. I'll just destroy it. Few and far between are the people that can make her reconsider. Quite the impress. With that done, I'll be going now. I have another message to pass along. Perhaps.
Jean will be upset if she catches us lazing around like this.